Hi. Hello, everyone. Summer of Dragonfly, Mickey, Pamela, Zelle. Hey, 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 hey. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you can hear me. I am going to make my announcement on Instagram for everyone to come and join us, and then we'll get started. Whew, it has been a week, has it not? Hey everyone on Instagram. I'm live right now talking Seeking Sister Wife. So if you are at all interested in hearing that content, please go on ahead and click the link and join me. On Instagram, I'm live right now talking Seeking Sister Wife. So if you are at all interested in hearing that content, please go on ahead and click the link and join me. Just kidding. Hello. Hi. I think everybody got the notification 2 minutes in. That's crazy because I just got the notification on my phone saying that Just Call Me Wah is going live talking Seeking Sister Wife. So interesting. So I always have to wait just a little bit before I start because depending on your service and your provider, when you're going to get that information. All right. Hi, Sarah. Hi, LA. Hey, Summer. Hi, and the wonderful Wah. Oh, that's me. He. Glowing as usual. Thank you, LA. Dankeschön. Grazie. Thank you. Gracias. Seremein. How else do you say? What other languages do I know how to say thank you? Merci. Merci beaucoup. I think that's it. Hey, Mazcat. Liverpool lass. Hello from across the pond. Chokran. Yes. Chokran. Oh, Liverpool lass. Richard from 90 Day Fiance UK is now following me. So on Just Call Me Wah. I just made my account public, and then all of a sudden everybody who had been trying to follow me, who had like requested, got approved. And so I was like, oh shoot, Richard's one of them. Let me see. Let me confirm. Let me confirm that actually happened. Yeah, Richard 90 Day. So yeah, he's following me. He's following Just Call Me Wah. You know who Blighty Day is looks like they're a UK folk. I think I might want to ask them if they would like to do some let me follow them back. I think I want to ask them if they would like to do they have a podcast? Like what is their situation? I always want to get to know the folks who are doing the same kind of content that I'm doing. So yeah, they do it on podcasts. They have a podcast. Okay. I'm gonna have to reach out to them and see what's up. See what the UK girlies are talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let me just go find them on Apple Podcasts, and then let me just do a little follow, and then let me listen to them. Let's leave a little plus button here on the Apple Podcast, and then I'll just go ahead and subscribe to them. Cool. Ooh, they're doing Married at First Sight UK. They're doing 90 Day Fiance UK. Okay. Okie dokie, Lise. There's a Married at First Sight UK. It's so interesting. Season 7, episode 1. Ooh. Hi, Soraya. Okay, should we get started? It's been 5 minutes. Those who are going to come are going to come. They're already here or they're not here. It's 30 people. We'll get started at 6 minutes. So what do I normally say? I have to queue up my thing, and then I got to say, my name is Wah. I do relationship reality television shows such as some. So if you're at all interested in that content, please go on ahead and give us a follow. Dun 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 dun. Hey everybody, it's Wahima. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated. Welcome to my recap of Seeking Sister Wife. This is season 4, episode 13. No kissy friends. My name is Wah. And I do, if you're new to my channel, I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as Seeking Sister Wife, 90 Day Fiance, and Love After Lockup. So if you are at all interested in that content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you're not somebody who's interested in seeing what I'm talking about and you want to see my face, but you would love to hear my voice and the voice of my lovely friend, Chris Farah, please know that I have a podcast. It's called DocuSweeties. And in DocuSweeties, we are two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes crazy world of reality TV and docuseries. And we are going to be covering the Army Hammer situation, which apparently just like rocked the community when it came out. It didn't rock my community, but it rocked somebody's community, and that community might come and listen to my podcast. So if you are all interested in that content, please, the podcast is called DocuSweeties. And let me just like go into the DocuSweeties branding. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. Aren't we cutie pies? Aren't we the cutest? Look at this. So you guys can find us anywhere where you listen to podcasts, Apple, Google, Spotify, and we'll be there. So please, if you would like to support that, you could do that. You could join us on DocuSweeties. You can join us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties. You know, this is all just like promo, and we're going to get into it starting now. Thank you to those of you who are in the room right now, especially those of you who are across the pond. I know it's 8 p.m. where you are, it's 12 p.m. where I'm at, and it's 3 p.m. on the East Coast. So I'm trying to catch all the girlies by going a little earlier. Okay, so let's jump right into this episode, and let's just talk about the Foleys real quick because theirs was short and stupid. So, where are their pictures? You know the Foleys. It's Steven and Brenda and April. Okay, y'all, these two. These two, okay, the woman, Brenda, she's in her 30s, like her mid 30s. And then we've got Steven, who is looking good at like a 42. You know what I'm saying? They have been together for a while, but also he was married to somebody else before Brenda came in. So Brenda was the second wife. First wife decided she didn't want anything to do with it. She bounced. Now they're seeking a sister wife. And the sister wife that they have landed on, or that really Steven has landed on, is April. April is a 21-year-old bebe. And these fools are thinking about asking her to join their family. And I am really, really tired of these grown-ass people asking young women to join their family. Don't do it. Do not do it. Unless you are a person who was raised in polygamy and so totally understands what you're getting into, or you have done a sleuthing, just like a lot of research on your own to find that this lifestyle speaks to you. That's the only way I could imagine a couple who have been doing it for a while, or a couple who are just in a later season of their lives and have lived a whole life, have lived at least 10 to 15 years of adulthood more than the person that they were trying to bring in. Why would they try to bring that little person in? It's the same way I feel about Nick and his two brujas, and it's the same thing I'm feeling about Brenda and Steven. Like, it is inappropriate for them to bring an early 20s woman into the scenario. Okay. So I got that off my chest. And I hope that you guys feel the same. So they have finished their new home, which I think this kitchen for a home that you've built from scratch is entirely too small. However, that being said, could I afford to build a home from scratch? No. So who am I to talk? But I truly, truly feel like that kitchen is just too small. There are two sinks. So I'm feeling it because I thought the one sink was in the island and that was it. But it is a small ass kitchen. The two people cannot be in that kitchen cooking. They cannot. And that's what you require. That's what I require. So they're talking, they're unpacking, they're moving into the house slowly, and they're talking about asking April to move into this home with us. And they're saying that April has no idea that this is what they're envisioning. And you can obviously tell that Brenda is still not with it, but Steve is so excited to bring April into the home. He wants to have April meet his daughter, Jordan, who he says is getting better about his polygamous lifestyle, which for whatever reason I just kind of don't believe, but again, none of my business. I'm just commenting on this stuff. So like, I just am, in general, mildly confused about the choices, making sure my mic is in the right way, mildly confused about the choices that these couples are making. And Brenda was unpacking a lot of shot glasses. And here's the truth, I'm not mad at her, you know what I'm saying? But I was just like, that's a lot of shot glasses. It's always confusing to me too when the Merrifields, like when I see them drinking, because for whatever reason, like people who are devout enough to feel as though God is telling them to bring in another wife, to me, would not be drinking. But that's me trying to put people in boxes and categories, and I just need to let people just live their lives and be the amalgamation of different things and the colorful beings that they are, because Danielle got them tatas out, girl. I mean, they are out on display. So back to the Foleys. I could definitely tell that Brenda does not necessarily want to have April come into the family. She's not sure about it. She said that the relationship between her and April has gotten better, but now they have to talk to April about the prospect of her being like a parent and raising kids. And I said, who's pregnant? Brenda, are you pregnant? Or are you talking about the babies that you're trying to shoot up inside of April? Like, Steve, are you ready to shoot the club up? What are you guys talking about? I mean, yes, you're right. She does have to be ready to want to be parents, but like Steve's kids are like grown, basically. She doesn't need to parent Jordan. She's not going to need to parent Preston. Preston and her are the same generation. Okay, those are both late Gen Zs, or like, whatever. And so they don't need, April doesn't need to parent anybody. So what are they talking about? And if they are talking about them having kids within like 2 years, then they definitely need to talk to April about that and get her opinion. And also, I want to know what April's family thinks about this. Because right now, I feel like April's family knows nothing about this, and she's on this show, and it's going to be really surprising. It doesn't feel like April feels like she's so awkward and like nervous and anxious about so many things that I just am not sure that she has told her family. I feel like this show came out and now her family knows. I feel like that's how that happened. Hi, Marsha. Hi, Christelle. Hi, Soraya. I already said hi to Soraya. I mean, but hey, girl, hey. Hi, Jana. Hi, Renee. And Marsha, I did get your comments on the Patreon. You guys, Marsha is a Patreon. Marsha is on the Patreon. Marsha knows about all the stuff. Marsha has all the, Marsha gets first dibs on all the things. So thank you so much, Marsha. I'll respond back to you. Renee too. I think Renee, aren't you Patreon too? Thanks, Renee. So I'm just really nervous about their choice with good old April. So that's all I'm gonna say about them. Y'all obviously don't have, you guys are all just saying hi to each other, which means that you guys don't care about the Foleys either. Yeah. Y'all don't care about it. You guys do not care about them at all. Okay, moving on. So moving on, let's go ahead and talk. What was the other boring couple of the episode? So, not boring, but they didn't have anything happening. The Joneses. Okay, so I don't have a picture of them, as we know, because I still won't get one. But the Joneses consists of Tasha and Sidian. And Sidian has gotten home from the Philippines, and he is very sad because he had to leave Ariel behind. And at first, when he was getting with Ariel, I really thought that it was some kind of weird, like, oh, she's the hottest thing ever. And I thought he was low-key like fetishizing her as like a Filipina. But then after this episode, was reminded by Tasha and Sidian that these two have been seeking a sister wife for like years. And at each turn, it has failed for them. And so I am a little bit more understanding of his nervousness with this, and his and hers, and him and Sidian and Tasha's like really want of this, because I can only imagine how it is felt to get rejected time and time again. And so I feel for them, and I'm happy that they have Ariel to come into their lives. And we all know that I like Tasha, regardless of how like the perfect cult member she may be. She is still the perfect sister wife. And so if someone has to join a family, not has to, but if someone has the opportunity to join a polygamous family and it is with Tasha, I think that they would be in good hands. And so I'm like okay with her. Like I like her. Sitting on the other hand, like, okay, I don't want to be rude to him because I feel like these two are just super nice people and I'm just kind of being a bitch. But you know, what are you here for if to not hear me talk about these people? I mean, at the end of the day, you guys know that I'm always grateful to all the cast members for giving us content to talk about, for putting their lives on display and allowing us to low-key, like, you know, the internet to tear them down. So I don't want to be completely terrible, but you know, so they have to wait about a year to let Ariel come because they have to do it via the K1 visa. And part of me really wants like a crossover. Like I just want, I don't want no explanation. I just want them to be on 90 Day Fiance. Like I want them to just be like, bloop, bloop, like the claw. Like I want them to just move over. That is what I want to see. Could you guys imagine a polygamous couple on 90 Day Fiance? We could all imagine it. Oh no, everybody stop trying. Oh, no. Okay, do not disturb. See, people don't know how to act. I try to put my phone on do not disturb and they do not know how to act. They're like, "Oh, they're like, "No, Wahima, we're not going to respect your peace. We're just going to text message you. We're going to send you stuff." I'm going to put my notifications off. Notifications off. Okay. Anywho, so I think that would be great, and I wish they would do that for me. They would do that for me. I wish they would do that for you. I wish they would do that for the community. Zelle is saying Ariel acting like she doesn't understand the K1 visa. She's about to come and dig for herself that American dollar. Oh, I don't. What is that referring to? She's the only sister wife on the show who has come into this situation with positive vibes. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's why I like her. Hi, Brandy. Welcome. I want the same thing. Send the cult members to 90 Day. That is Teresa, which is Tasha's mother, just being like, my daughter's in a cult. I'm like, Teresa, your daughter is starting a cult. It's different than being in it. She's the head wife. Why aren't you proud of her? I'm just kidding. I don't think it's a cult, but I want them over. I just want them to move over. Hey, JW. JW guys is listening while she's driving home from work, so we are very grateful. Thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, anyways, so they meet. Ariel goes on FaceTime and meets the kids, and they try to explain to Tyrion Lannister, their youngest, you know, exactly what's going on, and he's like, I'm fine. And they're like, okay, but you know, we want to make you feel like you're a part of the process and this isn't just happening to you. So you have any questions for her? No. Okay, did you like any of the souvenirs? Like so Ariel's trying to like relate to them, and she's like, so how's school? He's like, fine. So Ariel's like, oh, okay. So did you like the candy that your dad brought back from you? Like, tell me which one you liked. He's like, I like the one that had chocolate. And I said, you know what? I love the fact that they're doing this. There's such an age difference between the oldest child, or not the oldest child, but the oldest child that's in the room and the younger child. And enjoyed seeing them introduce it and not have it be contentious the way that like Jordan and Preston were. And the youngest one, I like the idea that they want them to feel a part of the family. Watching Sidian and Tasha is mildly pleasurable for me because I feel like if you're gonna do it this way, this is the way to do it. I honestly truly feel like having the wives go out and pick the next wife is the way to do it. And that's kind of what Tasha ended up doing. All right, let's move on to our next group, and that is going to be the Eppses. So the Epps, we've got why is her name escaping me? Taryn. We've got Taryn, Marcus, and India. Y'all, why was I absolutely in love with their fashions for this episode? I don't know what the weather is like in Florida during the time of this filming, but these three are outside in front of a fire, just dressed well. I mean, it was giving me all the fall vibes that I require because maybe I'm just sick of summer. It's like 100. It's like 108 to 110 in the part of California that I'm in right now. Okay. And it is like we're having like a massive heat wave. It's been the way this whole entire week. So to see somebody warm in front of a fire, you know, outside, and the way that the light was hitting them was okay. Whoever is their producer does such a good job at lighting them, because sometimes we get Black people, specifically dark-skinned Black people on these Matte Sharp productions where they just do the lighting like mad dirty. So they're both, I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I worked in shoes for a long time, and both Taryn and India had shoes that looked like they had never been walked in. And I said, come on, staged outfits, come on, come through. You know, Taryn had on like plaid with like a a dark color underneath, like a solid underneath with like a gold chain. I love a gold chain, we all know it. She had on some like tan heeled chunky lace up boots. It was cute. And then India had on all black at the top, which would look like a wrap jacket, and she was then wearing some black boots as well, but like not chukka boots, but they start with a C, the style of them, where they come up to like the ankle and they've got the elastic on the side. You know, it was just like, it was giving real Eastern Seaboard fall, even though they're in Florida and it's probably hot. But I liked it. I thought they looked great. And I like the conversation that they had too. Also, Marcus has just had a bottle. Like the rest of the ladies had like little glasses, you know, they were drinking their beverages out of, but Marcus went on ahead and just took the bottle to the head. Now, I don't want to say that man was drinking E&J, because I know he wasn't, but isn't the joke funnier if he was drinking E&J? I don't know what he was drinking because I don't drink dark liquor, so I don't really know. But maybe it was like a Cavassier. I don't know, girl. I don't know. Maybe I think it was a brandy of some sort. You know what I'm saying? It was a brandy. I don't know what brand it was. They wouldn't let him show it to me. So they're just talking about where Marcus is with dating the two women. And Taryn brings up the very important point that Marcus is dating two women who have whole lives that have nothing to do with their family unit. And that if any of them, Bina or Janae, were to join their family, that they would have to uproot their lives. And that's a really, really good point. I do like the fact that Marcus is picking age-appropriate women, like women who've lived a whole life, so where the choice of being a polygamist might be easier for them to make. But he is picking women who are not childless, who may not be able to just join the family. And so that dynamic changes. And then they talked a little bit about how India like has struggled with this along the way. And at first I was a little like, oh, India, how could you struggle with this? Because like you joined this. But the truth is that India's induction into this family is different. Like she dated somebody who wasn't in a relationship. And then it was brought to her. And she did not want to not be with that person. And then it ended up working that her and Taryn became friends and sisters. And so it worked out for her. And I can just only imagine that the process of bringing somebody in a different manner and bringing somebody in when she's already pretty comfortable with the kind of relationship that they have. And we've seen her struggle with this. And I 100% see where she's coming from, especially at the end when they're like, let's concentrate on your wedding. And I'm like, India ain't even had a wedding yet. I mean, I know she kept saying that's her fiance, but I'm like, yeah, girl, you haven't had a wedding and they're already trying to bring in somebody else there. No, Marcus is already trying to bring somebody else in. Okay, I could see that. I'm like, I haven't been here long enough for you to be looking for somebody new. I don't have any kids with you for you to be looking with somebody new. Like, I could 100% see that, especially that she's so in love with Marcus. And so, like, why would you want to divvy up that energy to a third person right now? So I definitely I liked the moment that they had together in outside, and it made it seem as though this was going to be the last episode of the season, or at least their last episode. I don't know if we're going to see them again, and I hope we do, because like they add a very different perspective to the amount of the storylines that we've got going on right now. So yeah, they're still seeking, but they don't necessarily know if the two women who he's dating will ever be able to be a part of their family. Summer of Dragonfly says, but India can't legally marry Marcus. He's already married to Taryn. I don't know if he's married to Taryn. Is he? I don't know if they've ever said that. Have they? Midwife Crystal says he's picking women that aren't really as available and have no desire to live that way. Either they really weren't ready or they have someone else that ain't ready to film. Oh, okay. I can see that. He's drinking Hennessy Black. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't drink dark liquor. It for sure gives me a migraine. Like I could drink anything else. Like I could have 2 glasses of wine and be good. I can have too many glasses of wine. I could drink tequila all day, but don't let me have one Hennessy. Don't let me sip any kind of brandy. I'm out. Migraine. Oh, he was married. Oh, he's married to Taryn. Didn't know that. Well, I mean, she still gets a wedding. Listen, y'all and I are talk about the Eppses. You know how I feel about them. I support Black love. Okay, let's go on ahead and move on to the Davises. So this is the Davises situation, and next episode with the Davises is going to be really good because we get to see Nick's side of the family, and I want to know what they think about this. Okay, so with the Davises, we have got just Danielle in this episode. So Danielle is walking with a friend / ex-coworker, talking about her upcoming commitment ceremony. And the friend asks her if she's ready to live in the same house as them. And she's like, oh yeah, we're all going to sleep in the same bed. And then the friend is tooketh abacketh. And as I've told you guys before, this version of polygamy is so different because of the fact that they're all sleeping in the same bed. And I truly do not believe that they get up and go into other rooms when having sex. Like, I just cannot believe that. It does not make sense for all of them to sleep in the same bed to me. I know it makes sense to them, but I don't want, nope. Because people are snoring. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. And where does Nick sleep? Yeah, they're going to need an Alaskan king, 100%. They're going to need it. So the friend is like, oh, I didn't know they were sleeping in the same bed. And then she talks about the bed, and the friend is like, oof. And then she says that Nick doesn't run out of energy with pleasing each wife. Like he's ready to go at all times. And then she shares what I think should be a secret, which is the hardest part, I think, to convince any person outside of this relationship looking in. She shares the fact that Nick doesn't work. And the way she says it is like, Nick doesn't bring a dime into this family. But what his value is that he is just so knowledgeable about science and math, and to know that he gets to stay at home and bring in this information and just like share it with us and write papers and X, Y, and Z. And the friend's like, oh, well, is he in school? No, he's not. And I said, Danielle, do you hear yourself? Y'all are just going to have to go on ahead and make up a lie. Y'all are going to have to tell everybody that Nick is getting his PhD. And then you have to go and convince Nick to go on ahead and get that PhD. Because there's truthfully no reason why this man should stay at home. What about him makes y'all feel like his value and worth is better spent at home doing nothing? Not cleaning and not cooking. Because at some point she's like, well, I would rather him stay at home and have the opportunity to do nothing than for him to just go to work. And the friend interprets that as like, oh, so you think he's too smart to work? She's like, I'm pretty sure there's been plenty of smart people who do work. Like, I'm going to need Nick to take up some hobbies. I'm going to need him to go learn how to draw. He needs to be at home painting. He needs to be at home doing something. Because as an artist, all I want to do is be at home doing art, right? But if somebody were to ask me what I'm doing, or because I often try to equate this, like if the shoe were on the other foot and it was a woman staying at home, having all these men go out and work for her, would I feel the same way? And the answer is yes. If she didn't cook, nor was she raising any children, but she was just at home reading books and writing papers. I'm sorry, do you have a blog? Can you just say you're a blogger? Do you have a website where you're just like, do you have a community of people that pay into you? What do you mean you're just at home all day? So I just am like, everyone keeps saying, Angela says that Nick is a pimp. You guys, pimps work. Okay? They have some amount of hustle. They're in the car, driving around, watching the hoes. Okay? They're fighting off, they're brokering deals. They are doing work. Nick is not even doing that. Nick is not packing any lunches. Nick is not, I don't know. He's doing, and then she said on national TV that she wants this man to be able to do nothing. Why? Did Nick serve time in the military and so we're just wanting to give him some time? Like, I don't get it. When Danielle started justifying that man's foolishness, I almost spit out my coffee, talking about I want him to have time to talk to his brother. That is what I'm saying, y'all. What is happening? What did this man do? Does he have PTSD? Has he served the community in a way to where his body is now racked? Like, what is it that this man has done in his life to deserve to be able to stay at home and read and write? And then she's like, I just am so happy to know that he's going to be able to share this knowledge with our kids. I'm sorry, is Nick creating lesson plans for every stage of his children's lives? What is he going to do? Just start, spouting off like Pythagorean's theorem to like a baby? Is he going to try to explain trigonometry to a toddler? What exactly is Nick going to impart on these kids that he's learning from these books he's reading? Because from what he's explained to us, he's not learning anything that's valuable in life. What the fuck does he need to know about science for? You need to know the science of some Ajax and some bleach and get to cleaning. That's what you need to know the science of. Like, you need to know the science of the chemical reaction of fire so you can put that stove on and make them some dinner. What are you sitting at home for? And then I was like, Danielle, girl, stop. Y'all just need to make up some lie about him. Just make up some lie. Say that this man is freelance at Northeastern University .com, and he's getting his degree in, girl, I do not know. But saying that you are okay with working while this man sits at home and does nothing, and then then to talk about how the pregnant one is still at work, no. Because the truth is that what he needs to be doing is reading books on how to raise kids, which I'm sure he is. Maybe he's now gone to the bookstore and he's put down the science and he's brought up the breastfeeding. He's brought up the everything you need to know about pregnancy, about women, and about children. Maybe he's going to become, I don't know, somebody who is like proficient in childcare. I am very, and I want to know what this man has done that allows him the privilege of having these 3 women go to work for him. Because if that's the case, then I need to do it. Do I need to go to war? Because I will. I will sign up right now. They will take my old ass. I will be shipped off to somewhere dangerous, and I will go do that for like 6 years. And then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to get me a harem of men to take care of me. Because if Nick deserves it, as do I. As do we all. So she says she gets defensive when talking about Nick's non-working ass because she doesn't want people to think that he's not productive. Bitch, he's not. And I don't know what April and Jessica have convinced you of, but he's not. And this is why I'm mad at them for picking a 21-year-old. Now, I know Jessica was young, but Jessica, again, April found Jessica, or Jennifer, I don't know what her name is, so it's with a J. April found her. And so April talked to her about this and like brought her in and like it's whatever. But now it feels weird that it's the 2 of them talking this other 21-year-old into this situation. No. No, no, no. No. No, this man does not work. He does not provide anything to you guys besides D and fake useless knowledge. That's all I'm going to say about them. But next week, we get to see him in what I can only say is a pimp outfit. The only thing that's missing is like shiny shoes and either a cape or fur coat. And we get to see their commitment ceremony where they're all dressed like these pseudo-Greek goddesses with like crowns around the forehead and white dresses. And they've invited all these people to see this shit happen. And I am embarrassed for them. I am embarrassed for them. Okay, let's go on to the bread and butter of this franchise. Okay, you know them, we know them, and they are the bloody Merrifields. Okay, this is honestly the best that Garrick and Danielle have looked, in my opinion. Because right now, Danielle is just giving like wet cat vibes. She just looked like she just got pulled out of some water because the way she's constantly crying. So Garrick is wearing a Texan tie. I think it's called a bolero. He's wearing one of them ties that aren't ties, that are just like a piece of metal right here on the neck with like some leather strings coming out of it. And he feels he's given real touristy come and steal my wallet in Rio de Janeiro vibes. Like just looking like a pickpocketer's dream with that damn bolero necklace. I mean, tie. I just said, sir, Danielle, come and get your man. Come and get your man. But then we go over and look over to her, and she is a hot, sweaty mess. It must be hot there. They are looking just full out of their Colorado element. So, just out of this. Anyways, they're sitting there, and they're all having dinner with the interpreter. So it's 4 people sitting. And then Roberta brings up the fact that she's still upset, or just talking about the whole Leah situation, about them dating Leah and her not being okay with it. And it feels like just yesterday they had a conversation about it. Maybe it was 3 days ago for them, but for us it was just yesterday. And so when Danielle and Garrick are like, we don't understand why Roberta's bringing this up again. I thought we had like put it in our past. I'm like, she's allowed to bring this up because she wasn't there when it happened. It's bothered her, but she's used the interpreter to talk to you about it, but she's allowed to bring it up a few more times. Now that she's able to fully get the knowledge of what happened and what was going on, like she wants to reiterate how annoyed she was at it. And it's like, oh, I don't like that thing that some people do where they just move past stuff and then once it's gone or once you've talked about it, then you can't talk about it anymore. No, 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 no. Because she didn't get an opportunity to fully express her feelings because she cannot communicate with you guys. So let her bring it up and talk about it, and you just hear her out each time. And so in this conversation, we discover that, or Roberta discovers that he gave Leah a kiss and she didn't like that. She felt like she wasn't okay with him dating her at all. So giving a kiss is being intimate. And she's like, no, that wasn't okay. And so Danielle is obviously taking the side of, well, I didn't know. Garrick told us. So like, yeah, sister, I'm on your side, sister. That's Garrick's thing. He's the one who did it. Y'all, when we have the scene of Garrick just like talking, and when the girls are like crying to him and he's just like rubbing their shoulders and like adjusting bra straps and like playing with hair to like comfort them, like the only thing I want to do is bat his hands away. Like, quit fucking touching me. Stop it. I'm having an emotional time, but that doesn't mean I want you to rub my neck while it's happening. It feels manipulative. Like, let me have my fucking feelings. So Garrick has his mouth open. I mean, he is literally, quite literally, his mouth is agape because he's like, the whole time the interpreter's talking, he's like, I thought we were over this. No, we're not over it. You're over it. But Bert is not over it. She's not over it. She just doesn't. And she finds out that they kiss. And so she has to get up and go for a walk. And then Garrick and Danielle are just like beside themselves because they don't understand like why she's so upset. And he thinks she's overreacting. And that, you know, that the fact that they flew out to Los Angeles to meet this woman and spent time with her, they feel like nothing is wrong with that. You knew that Bert wasn't happy about it. Personally, I felt that the reason why the Merrifields went out and got Leah was to let Bert know that they will fucking move on without her. Okay? They don't need her. They love her. But if she chooses to continue to stay in Brazil and not come to America, then they're going to guard their hearts and start looking for other women. Because it's been 3 years waiting on your ass. So like, now you're mad? If you're so mad, book a ticket. I truly feel like that's what happened. And now they're trying to like backpedal and act like, oh, that's not what's going on. And we thought you were okay with it. And boop, 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 boop. I'm like, just say what it is. Y'all had to literally go to Brazil and buy her ticket with her to get her to buy that ticket. So that needed to be the conversation of like, Bert, we want to move on with you. And we have been waiting for you. And yes, we love you and we want you a part of our family. But at the same time, you can't hold us hostage. And right now we feel held hostage. Just be honest with her and then stop being mad at her for being mad because you're not being honest with her about what this really is about. Like all of a sudden y'all want 1 million children and 3 sister wives. Danielle can't handle that shit. Also, Danielle just wanted someone to be on her side before Bert got there because I think Danielle is desperately afraid of what's going to happen when Bert gets there. Because let me tell you what Garrett wants. All of that body, yaddy, yaddy from Bert. He wants it all, okay? He loves her. He loves her and her body. He wants that. So anyways, they cry about it. They come together and he's like, but she's our family. It's not like she doesn't love me anymore. It's just like annoying that she's bringing up the past. And I said, oh, y'all are in for a world of hurt because Bert is not from your culture. And if your culture is to just like block things off and keep moving, that's not going to happen. I know that that's what Danielle puts up with you. And that's why she's crying all the time. And that's why you're crying all the time because y'all have a lot of pent up stuff that you don't want to talk about. But that's not going to happen with Bert. I feel like Bert's going to be telling y'all the business as soon as she can get a good grasp on this language. She gonna be telling you all the business. Okay. So then the next day they're packing up and they have an intimate moment, her and Garrett, where he's like, please come. And she's like, okay, I'll come, I'm coming. And then Danielle out of the blue comes up and like slaps Bert on the butt. And she's like, ooh, la la. And I'm like, Danielle, you can't just let these two have this moment. Okay. Oh, Danielle wants another wife so that she could have somebody to hang out with while these two are canoodling. That's what she wants. So it's not like she wants another wife for Garrett. She wants another wife for herself. So again, they start to cry. Danielle's wearing some really cute earrings. And the whole time, like, God dang it. She's cute amber triangle earrings. Look at my earrings. Somebody got these for me from Colombia. I love them. Thank you for my earrings. I love it. Anyways, so like, she has some cute ass earrings on, you guys. And the whole time she's like crying in front of the taxi. I'm like, oh, give me them earrings. You don't deserve them. You don't deserve these earrings. And she puts Bert in the cab because Bert's going to go back home. And she's like, please, Bert, don't let anything stop you from getting on that plane. Bert has legitimately been married to this man for a year and has run out her visa. Isn't that crazy? And then she has the audacity to get mad at them for moving on. Personally, I feel like what happened to her is her own damn fault. She should have been on that plane, or she should have been explaining to them what was going on. So, Soraya, come on, say it a little louder for the people in the back. So then Bert and Danielle have a tearful goodbye where again Danielle says, you know, please don't let anything stop you from getting on that plane. And she like mimes it, and it's like, girl, like, what is this? This is not a plane, this is the ocean. So I don't know what you're trying to like convey to her. And she says, okay, sister, and gets in the car. So we don't know what's gonna happen. We just know that next episode they're back in Colorado and her sister-in-law is like crying and hugging Garrett for some reason. So hopefully she comes. Because I think that in Garrett's mind, he has already married that woman and he's going to be with that woman whether she's in the US or not. What I hope happens is if she actually doesn't come and she misses her visa, that he then divorces her and marries Danielle again. So, but I very much know that that man will travel back and forth to Colombia if he has to. I know that he will drop everything for Danielle, and that can't happen for Danielle because she'll be very unhappy. So she need to go on ahead and find her another husband or something. She need to find her a friend to help her through this rough time. When Danielle divorced Garrett, she still should have taken half of the assets. Oh yeah, I would hope she did, as just some kind of insurance for herself. Lord. I mean, because I'll never forget when Garrett told the cameras that he was getting ready to divorce Danielle and he was sick of it. Sick of what? Sick of what? Her depression? Sick of her crying? Sick of her? The fact she doesn't want more kids? And now all of a sudden she made a 180 and is letting you have another wife? All right. So that is the end of this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for your support. Did any of you guys watch Untold, the story about Manti Teo? Because I'm going to talk about that today. It's on Netflix. I don't know if it's on Netflix in every country, but it's basically about a situation where it was one of the most global or like, you know, national, is what I should say, national catfishing scandals that happened in like 2013. And it happened not with an actual NFL player. It happened with a college player. And I want to talk about it because I watched it. Yeah. Okay, great. I'm glad some people have watched it. It's crazy. And I'm going to talk about it today. So it's 1 now. I'll probably talk about it at 2, just to give myself an hour. I have a little bit of a headache, so I'm going to lay down. Yes, this one. So yeah, me too, Saray. I remember with the story when it broke, and I didn't care. I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't care at all. Not one moment. Didn't care. But now when I watch it, I'm like, wow, the media is awful, as well as, you know, a lot of things were awful. And poor Manti. Poor that little boy, that now fine ass man. Okay, so I'm gonna go live at 2 to talk about it. So if you guys want to either watch it, or you can watch it on Netflix, or you can just watch my, my review of it. But I gotta talk about it because, we were supposed to do it on DocuSweeties. Not supposed to. Chris sent it to me like, hey, we should do this. So I watched it. She never did. And now she's not going to go watch it. So, so I have this thing in my brain and I'm like, I did not just waste time watching 2 parts of this show to not get a little bit of ad money out of it from somewhere. So I'm going to do it at probably at 2. So go watch it if you haven't. Go watch a little bit of it so you see what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, you guys. Please don't forget to check out DocuSweeties. If you all had some hee ha-has while watching this, you can go on ahead and give a little donation to your girl here on Venmo. Give me a tip. You could do so on the thank you button if you're an international girly. That's right next to the thumbs up button. And you could just, drop a good girl tip if you want to. All right, y'all. Have a fantastic weekend. Happy holidays for those of you who are in the States and have a Monday off and are going to have a 3-day weekend. Wishing you all the fun, all the love and the light. All right, you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Oh, watch the Army Hammer one too. Watch that one. It's on Discovery Plus.